Hey guys, I'm a Dimension Jumper. Today I'll be doing the Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time 3D Boss Challenge Pack. Now, this is a feature that you can get in the 3D version of Ocarina of Time. And what this mode is basically that you can get to challenge all the bosses that you fought within the game. So, Goma, King Dodongo, Twin Rover, Ganondorf, and every other boss that you can find in the game. And I would say this is kind of like the boss rush in Skyward Sword, where when you go to that particular part of the game with the Thunder Dragon, and he would offer you the challenge to either do a Spirit Realm or do a boss rush. And with the challenge boss pack in Ocarina of Time 3D, it's kind of like that, except without you getting different rewards or getting rupees or the Hylian shield after each battle, but you are timed in this, kind of like how in Ocarina of Time, in Skyward Sword, how with that game you not only did you get certain rewards after beating a particular boss, but you also would get time for this. So the first time you fight a boss, you'll be given like 9999999 in terms of the time, and then the first time you beat a boss, in Skyward Sword, you'll get like a reward and stuff. And yeah, this is in Ocarina of Time 3D Boss Rush Pack. It's basically just that, just a boss rush to see how fast you can beat a particular boss. And also, like with Skyward Sword, you will only have the particular weapons and items that you only had during that particular boss rush or boss battle. So, for instance, with Goma, you probably only had the Deco Nuts, and I think the Boomerang as well. With, let's say, Twin Rover, you probably had all your items along with the Mirror Shield. It's kind of like that, and it's kind of an interesting way of battling the bosses, because it's like you have to think on your feet of, okay, I can't use this particular item, but I've got these items that I had during this particular boss fight, so I have to use those items that I have in order to beat the boss as fast as I can. And that's a really interesting way of playing the boss rush, because it's just battle after battle after battle with certain items and certain ways of how to defeat the bosses. And now it's time for some gameplay. So, in order to go and play and basically play the boss rush, it's basically going to your house at the start of the game, and either take a nap, relive a battle, or do nothing. So relive a battle. So here is all of the bosses that you can fight in the game. Apart from Ganondorf. I think you can fight Ganondorf, but maybe during the Gauntlet Rush, maybe. And you can basically choose whatever time you want, or basically whatever boss you want, in any order. And as you can kind of possibly see, there are different times here. So for Goma, it's for the one I did was for 24 seconds, and then all the other bosses I haven't really done, but I did a Goma just to see how it was, and you can see that each boss has different times that end in a specific time, and those are all like mainly because if you haven't fallen a boss yet in this boss rush, they'll have a specific time. So let's start off with King Dodongo and just show you how it works, kind of. So yeah, so it kind of puts into the beginning animation of the boss fight, which is quite nice. So yeah, that's quite nice and cool. And you can see timer starts there. Also, you begin with the amount of hearts and items you have for this particular fight. So I think it's quite cool. Now, I don't know. So yeah, it's basically just like every other boss fight, or basically just the same thing as the non-boss fights, but your time, which I think is quite cool. So, so you go and attack, and just backflip. So yeah, I think the boss rush is quite nice because you can see try and improve on your time and stuff like that. So I think it's quite cool. And just oh no so yeah. I think the boss rush is quite a nice in this game is quite a nice feature just because in Skyward Sword it was even though because that was fun and that was there for that was there to like give you specific items and stuff like the like rupees, certain materials, and even the Hylian shield. But for this one, it's just more of just seeing how fast you can beat a particular boss in a particular time. So I think that's quite fun. So yeah, I would say the one thing that could possibly improve this is possibly after you've beaten, or maybe have if you could the opening animation could possibly be taken away, maybe, or you could skip it somewhat. So let's try another one. Let's try. Let's see. This one. That one, yeah, the dragon one. Yeah, the dragon. See how fast we can beat the dragon. And again, we're given the Megaton hammer and the bow and arrow and a certain amount of hearts, as well as the Hylian shield, the Master Sword, and our Gorn tunic. Oh, and also a potion as well. That's nice. So again, kind of wish they took out the beginning animation maybe, just so it wouldn't take as long. Or maybe you can. Nope, you can't skip it. So yeah, I kind of wish you could kind of skip it, so then you can enter the battle more quickly. Kind of like how they did in Skyward Sword, where the beginning animation didn't really start, you just got right into the battle, which I think was quite nice. They didn't have to do the whole just thing. So it does take a very long time. So let's see how fast we can defeat this boss. Yeah. So yeah, it's all of it just about timing. Timing. So yeah, just try and if you want to try and go fast, just try and time everything in your attacks. So yeah, and the boss is there. Okay. Oh no! Oh, misdirect. Yeah. So yeah, I think the boss rush is quite fun because it's just nice to have, just see how good you can be when it comes to like using specific items and stuff like that. Oh no! Ooh, boulders. I was just there. No, obviously here I'll be safe. Oh no, I was wrong. I was completely wrong. So yeah, where is the dragon? So close. So yeah, I think it's just enjoyable just to have to see. Oh no. So yeah, this is where the thing you should try and oh no. No. And there. I am running out of arrows. Okay. So yeah, I think this is just a nice, enjoyable way of having fun. I think try and you can obviously battle unlike in the Skyward Sword boss rush. You can choose any of the bosses in your order, whereas in Skyward Sword you can only choose one boss at the start, and then every other boss will be random. So yeah, so that's been it for the gameplay. Now it's time to go back to the review. So I would say that the boss rush pack in Ocarina of Time 3D is a nice, interesting way of playing, battling the boss fights and seeing how fast you can beat each one in a specific amount of time. And there's also a gauntlet mode in which you basically just fight every single boss one after the other, I believe. And again, that's more akin to the Skyward Sword boss rush, when you just have to fight the bosses over and over again. And that's something really cool and interesting because you don't really see that so far too often in games. It's just you beat a boss, that's practically done. You don't fight that particular boss again. And the only other game that kind of does this sort of thing is in Mario Galaxy 2, where I think at the very end of the game, there's a particular, or towards the end of the game, there's a particular galaxy you can visit, where it's basically just a boss rush of all of the previous Mario Galaxy 1 bosses, which is quite cool because there's just like galaxy after galaxy, no, planet after planet after planet of just bosses, and that's quite cool. And there's another boss rush type element that springs to mind when I think of a boss rush. Like it's either Skyward Sword boss rush or a Mario Galaxy 2 boss rush, where it's basically fight the bosses of either the bosses you fought over the game or bosses from the previous game. And so I think that's really quite cool, and I think it just allows us to have some of more fun and seeing how fast you can defeat these particular bosses in your own way and stuff like that. So yeah, so that's been my review for the for the boss challenge pack in Ocarina of Time 3D. I hope you enjoyed this video. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video.